Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. Well, here comes my co-pilot Stella. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr. A cat's vibration raises a cat's purr raises the vibration to a high level of healing energy. So she takes her job seriously. She was sound asleep in the other room, but she said, "Oh, it's time for work." All right, so we have, this is a daily reading that I provide. It's also a timely reading, meaning if this is, if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, it could give you further clarity as to your situation now. And also, this is a collective reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate, and take what works for you and just leave the rest. And here we go. We're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Empress energy. So the Empress represents the energy. She's in the major arcana of the tarot, and she embodies all the qualities of the four queens from the minor arcana. So she's someone who has had a lot of life experience, and she is, and it's not so much a matter of age, but it's a matter of, you know, somebody who's been through a lot, even if it's been in a short life or a long life. And this is about learning to handle yourself in a real strong way, no matter what happens. And so she is known to be like a generator of energy, a very powerful manifester. The wheat at her feet here represents that energy. And so this, the Empress, you know, like she puts her plans into place. If she's going to grow the wheat, she's going to, which field am I going to grow in it, and figure out, you know, what does the soil need? Does it need fertilizer, etc.? Prepares the soil, and then seeds it at the best time she can for the year. And then after that, she relies on nature to do its course. And she knows that it will grow for her. It always has, it always will. She doesn't worry about it. The crop will be what it is, because that will be the best one that's available this year. It's kind of that energy. So she's not someone to worry. She is also known to be pregnant with possibilities. And so sometimes this card can actually represent a pregnancy coming through. If so, you know, if you're not wanting a pregnancy, it's saying there's possibility here, so take care of it. All right, we have the energy here of the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is coming in with a cup of love, and he is waiting for the most opportune time to come. The King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's sitting out on his throne in the middle of all this water here, and it's going in all directions, which is representing some chaos happening. But he's in the eye of the storm. And this also represents, in tarot, the water like this represents volatile emotions. So he is waiting for the opportune time to deliver this cup of love. He has his right foot forward, which means that he's ready to get up and take action at a moment's notice. But he is the most emotionally available because he has disciplined his mind and his emotions to be strong. You know, he doesn't get all worked up about anything. He remains calm and takes action when the time is right. Here is a card saying, so this is showing some disappointment for someone in matters of love. So generally, when we have a cup of love being offered like this, it's a romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a love for, you know, someone in your family or friends, or what, and it can also be a love of something you want to be or do kind of energy. So this can represent, it could represent being disappointed, in regret more. This card is about being regret or in remorse over what's happened in with these three cups here. They've spilt and there's no recovering them. These are two cups with wine, and then there's a third liquid here. So this quite often represents, in matters of romantic love, there being a situation where there was a third party involvement, and where there should have only been two people, there was three. And so this person can stand here and regret for the rest of their life. This could represent you, your partner having been in a relationship outside of the marriage or relationship, or it could represent you have been. And so either way, there's regret here. And so this person needs to realize you could stand here for the rest of your life, and sometimes people do. They never take the risk again. And so this energy is saying, you know, if you've ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk. And once milk is spilt in the ground, there's not anything you can really do to, you know, get that back. And so this energy is saying that. I'm just double checking that this is good. Okay. I was just looking at how I'm putting the cards so that there's lots of room at the top. I had the cat bump it's okay, come sweetie. In your enthusiasm, you bumped the the camera and it shifted the way it's showing up on the screen. So I'm just going to double check again. There, that's much better. Okay. I was wondering, it felt a little off. Okay. So we have this energy coming in, and the best thing this person can do is turn around, notice, hey, there's 2 cups still standing. Be grateful that there is, and then pick them up, take them down the path, cross over the bridge over troubled water, and head back to the castle and start to heal. And you know, do what you need to do to clean up the situation. A castle is even half dilapidated and half standing, which is representing, is the glass half empty or the glass half full? What is your attitude going to be? And then we have the energy of conviction beyond a doubt. So this is when you know what you know, you've learned what you've learned, and you are going to stand on your position here. So the wands represent action. They're the element of fire. And so this person has one wand across his heart here, protecting his heart, and these are others coming up against him. And he's gone for higher ground, and he's willing to battle for what he knows. You know, I know what I know, and I have conviction beyond a doubt, and I will protect my position. I will defend my position on the hill. Basically, that's the energy here. And it looks like he could have run out of the house, and because he's in a hurry and accidentally put 2 different kinds of shoes on, because he's got a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. Or it could just be that he is straddling 2 different realities right now. He's in the middle of some sort of chaotic energy to do with this. And then we have this energy here, having a strong foundation for success, basically. And so the pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3rd dimensional world. So a big part of the 3D world, like if you want to be successful, you need to have money. And so this card is actually about the 3 levels of being able to make money. And so this represents a strong foundation for success, but this is safe money. So it's like you don't have a lot to play with, but you've got a strong foundation. You're able to make your payments. You know, you're saving a little bit, but you don't have a lot to invest or play with. And then this is going after your heart's desires, and then your crowning glory. So when you start going after your authentic desires, then it leads to your crowning glory, being on your destined path that you came on earth to be here for. And quite often when you get on that path and you're really on it, then you start to have more opportunities to move into making more pentacles. And the pentacles, like you could have all the money in the world, and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So this energy is talking about lifestyle, not just money. And then we have this energy here of judgment. So there's some sort of judgment coming in here regarding this situation. And it seems like it's involving love and it's involving money. The judgment, the trumpet is blowing, judgment is coming in from the spiritual realm, and it's coming down to earth. And now we have the ancestors coming out of their boxes cheering. They're, yay! So this could be some judgment coming down about something that happened for them. So it could be, you know, the descendants are waving to the ancestors across this troubled water here. And so this energy could represent that type of energy, is that it's kind of judgment that the ancestors have been waiting for to come in, and maybe they've crossed the veil and they never did receive justice. And so now they're literally coming out of their boxes to be to cheer the angel trumpet on. And this is, sometimes this can represent being in Pandora's box being opened, or it can represent having skeletons come falling out of a family closet. We have this energy of temperance here, and temperance is representing the energy of earth angels. And so in the Bible it says 144,000 angels in human form come down to the earth, and that this is, a lot of people consider that to be this energy here. So it's talking about this angel is in the universal waters with her right foot, and she's adding alchemy here to add special chemical ingredients basically to shift the energy. And her left foot is grounded on earth, and right where her foot is, there's some beautiful flowers growing. And so this is the energy of staying on your path of glory. And when you're on your path of glory, then you create more beauty in the world, and because you're on God's plan and you're part of a big part of God's destiny for the planet. This energy can represent someone who's been left out in the cold. Now the Five of Pentacles, you know, there's 10 pentacles in tarot. And so the Five of Pentacles kind of represents not only having half of what you need, basically. We have a person on crutches, and he's got a plague bell around his neck. In the old days, they didn't have apps. So they didn't, you know, they couldn't isolate people from society with apps. So they did it instead with a bell. And they would force people who they felt were contagious to wear a bell, and then if they came into town, everybody would hear them coming, and they would could get out of the way, which made it very difficult for this person to then earn a living, basically. And this other person is barefoot in the snow, so clearly they don't have what they need to live the lifestyle that would be a good lifestyle. And this card quite often sometimes represents tactics. Tactics can be from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, basically. We all use tactics at times, and some people, you know, more than others. And so this can be tactic, like this can represent, you know, energies that are happening in the economy and that kind of thing, like things that are out of inflation, you know, that kind of thing that's out of the regular everyday person's control, that comes down from tactics in the government. And you know, we have a lot of energy around that in the world right now. And so this can also represent the energy of isolating people purposefully through ruining their reputations, that kind of energy. There's a lot of different tactics out there. They're like snowflakes. You know, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if a bunch of snowflakes gang up, you can have a real big pile of snow, and it can actually get so heavy that it collapses your roof. You can't, you know, you can't shovel your way out, basically. And we do have some sort of a heartbreaking decision needing to be made regarding, and quite often this is love life, but it doesn't have to be. This represents, like, the three swords here are representing, the swords in tarot represent your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind, and your thoughts, basically. And of course, our thoughts are expressed through words, and words are either written or they can also be verbal. And so this energy is talking about your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind being plugged into your heart's desires, then you're following your authentic desires. Or it can represent something heartbreaking has happened in love, which we have here. And the heartbreak, this decision, this would imply that there is a third-party energy, and this also implies that. So I feel it could be that there was some sort of infidelity here, and this could be an energy of a lot of people are talking about it, and maybe if it's happened to you, you feel isolated from society and your family and your friends and everybody around. Everybody knew, they were gossiping, slandering, you know, that type of energy. Tee-hee-hee, like, look what's going on in this person's life. And so this is an energy sometimes representing when someone doesn't feel like it's safe to actually tell the truth of what's happening to them. They're in fear for some reason. And it can also mean that there's a lot of gossip and slander. This can represent perjury in the court of law. that kind of energy, harsh words being spoken. And then we have, or it can represent your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind coming together to support your authentic desires. All right, we have the Knight of Wands here, and the Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. So whenever the knights come in, they represent communication of some form, and the communication in this particular card, this is a Sagittarius energy, but it's also it kind of shows exactly what the fiery horse energy is about in the Chinese calendar. And on February 17th, we moved into the Chinese New Year of the fiery horse energy. And so this is representative of that energy. And we will be in that energy for the year until February of, I think, 6th of 2027. So the fiery horse energy is someone who's very adventurous. It represents free-spirited. There's and this energy is talking about, loving adventure, knowledge, that kind of energy, liking to, new situations and traveling, that kind of energy. The pyramids represent the energy of someone who loves to explore the mysteries in the world. And a passionate person, this is talking about the red plume on his helmet represents that he's aware that he does have a temper. But he's learned to rein it in. That's what the horse represents, is the emotion. In matters of love, this is passionate, and it can be like very heartfelt energy. The danger with the fire horse energy is it does make us want to set really high goals, which is a really good thing. But sometimes they're set so high that it's you set goals that are unrealistic to achieve in the time frame allotted, and then you end up burning yourself out before you can cross the finish line to complete. So that energy, when this card comes in, I just remind people that we're in the fire horse energy, especially fire signs. There's a tendency to maybe overdo and overextend, and also be a little bit more fiery than usual with your energy. Impulsive behavior is not beneficial at this time. So we have the King of Pentacles also here, and the King of Pentacles, and this represents someone who is admired for their business acumen. The King of Pentacles, his element is earth, and that's represented by the coin. And as I was saying here, and this is on making money. So a lot of the time, this energy, the king would be someone that would, as I said, be very good at business, but it's also representing, like, they could work for the banking industry, and they would be high up. Whatever they're doing, they would be at the top of their field. This could represent the head financial advisor of a company, or even the financial advisor for the Minister of Finance, or something for a country, for a government. This could represent a real estate for sure, because the pentacle represents earth, and real estate is earthly matters. So this would represent mortgage brokers, business or building people who are building developers, that kind of energy. Also, what else do we have here? This could be someone who is a really successful entrepreneur. And it could represent agriculture as well. So the energy on the king's robe here, there's a lot of grapes, and those grapes do represent something that's very challenging to grow, but is a luxury item. And so the king, it's saying that the king is so good at business that he can make money off grapes, which is not that easy to do. And then we have the Ace of Swords coming in. So this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth coming in regarding a situation. And it could be something like this. If this isn't love, it could represent that you have a partner in a business that has, hasn't worked out well for you, that kind of energy. So, because we have a lot, we have sort of business energy here. We don't really, we have the Cup of Love starting though, and that kind of sets the tone for that energy. We have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, this is interesting, because this card is talking about having a wish for like all this coming into your life. And so when you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. But this person is very highly favored to have it. They're sitting on a stage, and this is public. So this could be a public figure, you know, as I said, like someone in government, or, someone that's known in the community, someone that, you know, maybe people look up to. And he's being looked at, he's on stage, and he's on display for how successful he really is. This person is someone who's been successful in the past, and is highly, you know, the odds are good that he'll be successful in this next venture as well. And so the Nine of Cups represents, like, you know, having a lot of love in your life, like loving your partner, loving your children, loving the energy of where you live, your community, loving your career, your clients, your co-workers, all of that energy. And this person's on a stage for all to see. So this is talking about making sure that you maintain your focus, because many a lap is lost in the last race. So this is saying you're almost there and you're highly favored, but you need to keep your focus and not get distracted and pull your energy away from where you want to go. And then we have this energy here of the Ten of Wands. A Ten of Wands represents someone who is carrying a heavy burden. Now this heavy burden can be, these wands represent actions you have taken, and sometimes actions that other people have taken that have affected you. And so sometimes this could be really heavy with, this is the harvest really of your actions. So this can represent, like, you know, some of these wands could be heavy with the fruit of your labor, and you need to get them to your home so that you can sort them out and, you know, see how you're going to invest them and all of that energy. But some of these could also be burdens from other people that you've been carrying. And quite often that's what this card represents, that you need to put the burdens of other people down because it's too heavy for one person. And it doesn't belong to you anyway, so why are you carrying the burden of someone else? The home is right here, but he can't see it because he's just so engrossed in getting there. And a lot of times it's very similar energy to this, saying that the focus is that you need to cross the finish line. And so if you're carrying heavy burdens that don't belong to you, you need to let them go. And this sometimes represents the energy of the, can't see the forest because of the trees. And so that can talk about having, being too focused on the details of life and not seeing the big picture. And that, you know, like getting caught up in what's going on in a few of these wands and not realizing, hey, it's affecting my whole future here. And so put down burdens that don't belong to you and let other people pick them up. Sometimes this could represent the energy of, let's say, for example, you have an asset, and like, let's say you bought a house like 5 years ago and it was perfect. Like you really, really enjoyed the house. It's been really good to you. You got it for a good price. It was a good investment. But your circumstances have changed now and you want to move, and you want to move to another city, and you can't because you have to sell this house first. And maybe the market's a bit soft, so it's kind of like, or you have to do work to it or whatever to get it ready for sale. So it's now, it's an asset, but it's a burden to you because it's not an asset you want to keep anymore. So it can be something that, it doesn't have to be something bad. It could just be something that's weighing you down because it doesn't suit your lifestyle anymore. We have someone who is, the Two of Wands is representing a big fish in a little pond energy. So this is saying you are very successful and you understand that you are successful where you are, but this person is holding the globe in his hand, and this represents having the world in your hands. So it's saying one wand is planted here and he's got his left hand on this wand. So he's thinking about, I wonder if I should expand my horizons here. Like, should I move? Should I move to, like, he's looking across the water. So this can represent wanting to make a move or moving away from somewhere. Or it can represent, sometimes I feel like business, that this could be an entrepreneur. And he's been very successful here, but now he wants to expand by maybe setting a business up in another location, maybe where there's more people than where he is now. Maybe you started a small business and it's taken off and done way better than you even thought it could. But you do recognize, this is when a person understands, hey, I am a big fish in a small pond. And when I move to a big place, I'll be a small fish in a big pond. And they get that, but they want to take that challenge on and see what they can do with it. And then we have this energy of the shift disturber. So the shift disturber is a walking contradiction. It's hard to understand this card. I still I look at it and I'm like, what is this person up to? It's hard to get what they're doing, because we have like 7 swords here, and we have 2 planted, and they're sneaking away with 5. They're on their tiptoes. They're looking back over their shoulder, and instead of looking where they're going, and but yet they're moving forward, and they have, not looking where they're going. And look how they're carrying the swords. Like, who carries swords like that? That is so dangerous. They're very sharp. If he trips, which he could easily do, because he's not looking where he's going, he could lose his hands, basically. Like, this is like not the way you carry swords safely. So if he has that much disregard for his own energy and for his own well-being, how would he be with other people? And that's the energy kind of. And it's also talking like he can sometimes talking about thinking outside the box, but what's the reason why? Like, he's sneaking in broad daylight. Like, this is broad daylight, and he's like on his tiptoes, acting like he's, anyone going by can see he's in broad daylight, that he's doing this. It's just a weird energy. And so this is this energy also can represent so it could be like he's not a thief in the night, because he's not like sneaking around in the dark with a flashlight, burglar type energy, but he's sneaking around in broad daylight, like right under your nose kind of energy. So this sometimes could represent someone whose energy is a little bit shifty, and maybe they're involved in white collar crime, like forgery, paperwork, that kind of, sitting at the office desk and doing it that way, rather than, being out there with a flashlight in the dark, right, at someone's home at midnight. So it's hard to understand this energy. It's a walking contradiction. If you're dealing with a person like this, you want to make sure, any contracts or anything like that, you want to make sure that they're solid. Dot your I's, cross your T's. Also, this came up about a month ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago, in one of the readings, and so now it was interesting, because the word 7-year itch came to me. And so the 7-year itch is a phenomena that has, that you can read about. Like, if people are going to get divorced, surprisingly, they'll do that in their first year of marriage. So that meant they were not prepared for it all. But sometimes they'll do it around the 7th year. And they call it the 7-year itch, because it's a high percentage of people, if they get divorced, it's in between the 7th and 8th year. And they just all of a sudden don't want to be married anymore. They've lost interest in it. And then this energy also can be about purchasing houses. So purchasing real estate and no longer wanting it after 7 years for no reason other than I'm bored with it, I don't want it anymore kind of energy. And it can also represent starting businesses in the same, with that kind of energy. So there's something about that 7-year itch that, just causes people just to want to walk away from things or move on to something different. And then we have the Justice here. So Justice is talking about redemption from karma, as well as like legal justice on planet Earth. And so this veil behind her represents the thin veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. She has her sword of justice in her right hand, and it's a double-edged sword. So when justice comes, it might be great for some and not so good for others kind of energy. She's got her right foot forward, just like the king here. So she's ready to take action when it's time to. If this is on a spiritual level, it's talking about clearing karma, and so or receiving it. So karma, a lot of people think, oh, karma is about being punished, but it's not. Karma is cause and effect from your actions or your inactions. So this is talking about you know, you can have direct karma. You did something yourself and it caused a lot of problems for other people, and you knowingly did it and you knew it was wrong. So that's direct karma. Indirect karma is a karma like I was talking about here, where maybe the ancestors didn't get their justice. And this is talking about, you know, the karma that's left over from your ancestors, from actions they took or others took, and that needing to be resolved. And it can also be from associating with certain people, you know, in business, etc. And so then there's the karmic spaces, and karmic spaces are, we can all fall into them. Human beings easily can fall into the karmic spaces, and that's why they're so common. And here we have, okay, but we have temptation coming in. So the devil is coming in here, and the devil is sitting on all this money, and the rebel with the cause, and this making money, and this ancestor money. So there's something not right here. Someone has, you know, there's justice coming in, and someone has been flirting with the devil here. So the devil energy is talking about temptation, as I said, and these lovers, they are yoked to each other, and then they're chained to Saturn's box here. So this energy, the devil is hunched over them basically in this position. This position represents like animal instinct, and it's saying that these lovers are more, they're less about love and more about lust kind of energy. And so this could be that third party energy down here. The person, you know, the people involved with the infidelity, that kind of energy. And with this energy here, you know, and like just this card here can talk about don't sell yourself short, and don't, you know, that there's a shortage, a shortfall here. And it also can talk about being like, it's rare to be a hero in your own hometown. It's harder. You sometimes have to leave your comfort zone and move to, like this person is thinking about doing, to have like the real ultimate success. But some people take shortcuts basically. So this energy, this temptation energy, when the devil comes in, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. The devil's very manipulative. And so and the devil is, actually, if you look at the devil, if it's spelled backwards, it says lived, as in he used to. So it's like, this is not, you know, an actual figure. So the devil has to get a minion to do his dirty work for him. And so I like to cover it, and because you're not going to get the truth from the devil anyway. And I cover it just to see, like, who does he send in as his minion, or what's it about, or does God come in and, you know, stop it? And we have, this is coming in about pentacles. So there's some information coming in about pentacles, that someone, so this is confirming what I was feeling was going on here, is this wasn't just, this is someone that you had a relationship with, that was your lover. They might have been in a third party involvement, and they may have been, what do you call it, when you're embezzling money from you, sort of energy. And this would be, now it's hard to say here because this is sitting on the King of Pentacles, this energy, because we started with the King of Cups here. So the King of Pentacles could be someone that would be very good at doing like this white collar crime energy. I just want to point out something here, because in case I forget here, because we do have a few cards now that are adding up to some illegalities, so that if you're going through something like that, you know, we have this energy here where there's a disappointment over what's being achieved, basically. This is conviction beyond a doubt, so it can actually represent conviction, like a prison sentence. The energy is also about judgment coming in on some level, and so of course it comes in from the spiritual, but then it's also in the legal system. And this could be something that, like, the ancestors never got and they've been waiting for. Tactics could have been used from people in high places that were able to pull strings. This is talking about, you know, someone who understands how money works, like in the banking system and that. So it could be money laundering, all those crimes, I don't even know all the names of all of them, forgery, identity theft, that kind of energy. If you're in a court of law, what do you say? I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, if you're swearing on a Bible. And then this is the energy of carrying other people's burdens. This thief by daylight energy, justice coming in, and the devil energy with the pentacles on top. So there might be some information coming in regarding a legal situation, about some money that went missing, besides the fact that there was cheating behind the scenes here. And this is when this information comes in, where you walk away from this relationship. It's done. And look, what's really interesting here is this card about walking away is when you're just done. You're not entertaining this person any longer. And the energy is talking about like there's 5 cups lined up here, and they're in really good order, and then all of a sudden there's 2, a gap, and 1. And so this is can represent that 7-year itch energy between the 7th and 8th, but it's caused by this energy of that 3rd cup with the other liquid in it, and no longer a couple, but this energy. So the regret and the remorse here, now we have a better idea. This could be the regret that this person has for being caught. And you may have walked away, or they may have walked away from you. It's that kind of energy, and the reason they did is because this was going on behind the scenes. This energy, the full moon and the new moon, I feel this is, in this case, representing the energy. This can just represent a full moon, new moon. You have, you're highly likely to be more intuitive at those times, but we just had eclipse energy. At the end of January, or sorry, the end of February 17th, the new moon, and then we had another eclipse on the 3rd of March, which was the full moon. And so this energy, I did a special reading for everybody. It's a bonus reading for the new moon, full moon eclipses, because there's a lot of information around there that I don't want to get into here because it'll make this reading too long. But you can look that up if you want on my channel. Just go to the playlists, and it's in the new moon, full moon playlist. All right, so we have this bottom line. I'm building a pyramid here. So the bottom is, what's going on and the tools you have, the obstacles you're coming across, the courage to be able to face it and make the decisions that you need to make. And now we're getting into heart's desires. The tower comes in, boom. So after this person walks away, then the tower hits, bang. And that's when you know, okay, like this is when, your intuition may have been telling you it's bad. But because you found out about this, but you didn't know about the money yet. Now you find out the whole truth, basically. That's when you find out the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You find out about all the people involved in it. And so this tower is a reality check. And there's 2 people involved here. And I feel it's, the King of Cups. I feel that's representing your energy. And this is someone that you were in partnership, or it could be you're the Empress energy. And, the King of Cups could be involved in it. So you take it how it goes. We also have, do we have any queens here? We have an Empress here. And so an Empress can be someone in high places that can pull strings, but usually the Empress is upright. We have a King here of Cups. So basically, it's either you're one of these energies, and it could go whichever way. You would have to figure that out for yourself. This energy is saying, okay, now the reality check is hit, and one of the people here is in total shock, like, what the heck? What the EF happened? An external force came in and blew your mind, right? You're not standing on the turret of your castle anymore. Now your castle's on fire. And you weren't expecting it. But the other person is like, oh God, I thought this was going to happen. I wish I should have dealt with this sooner, And then this is when the star energy comes in. Because when this happens, and you really find out everything that happened, the truth will set you free. And you were meant to shine as a star. That's what this card is saying. You're not meant to be caught up in this kind of energy. So justice is going to come in. And this is talking about getting back on your destined path, away from this energy, from this person that has taken you kind of off your path, or that you have skipped off the path with, whatever, however it worked out. You have to take responsibility for what you've done in this part of it. That's what the reality check is about. It's about rebuilding. And so this is getting back into your star energy, following your North Star energy. And I just want to mention, because I'm doing this reading, this will come out on the 25th. On the 23rd, we've had Mercury in retrograde for almost like from February 26th to March 20th. Then we had the equinox. The equinox is when the day and the night become even in time, and this is like spring is here. Then we also have the energy of on the 23rd there was an the north node from the moon moved in with Mercury, and they're cozy together there. And like Mercury's direct now, so after being like for 3 weeks going AWOL, causing all sorts of communication problems. Communication is going to be more and more clear every day, but in particular on the 23rd with the north node from the moon energy, this is about following your destined path. This is a great time to do some, even now, because we're still in that, and we're moving into another full moon on the 1st of April. So, this energy is a very intuitive time. And so this week is a really good time to take the time for yourself to really figure out, where do I want to go? What's my purpose? Number one, your purpose is to be the best version you can be. And you came down here to make the world a better place, basically. You have your own unique skills and qualities, and bringing that onto earth. And that's what the star energy represents, someone who's following their North Star energy. And, and if you're not clear about that, now is a great time to get clear about it, because Mercury is about clearer communication. And it's heightened with this energy, with spirit. Great time to meditate and pray and ask God for assistance in getting on your destined path and doing the best job being the best version you can be. Then we have, this changes your world after this reality check comes in. This, in the major arcana, the Fool starts out on his journey at the 0 point, and then he goes through, there's 21 cards, and you don't necessarily come across all of them, but when you come to card 21, it's representing, hey, this cycle is over, there's going to be a change. This is also representing this cycle is over. So this being left out in the cold, all of this energy here, it's now come to an end, because the truth is out. It's going to set you free. If you're if you were on the wrong side of the law, or you were the one who was cheating in that, it's not going to set you free. It's unlikely to set you free. It's probably going to be like, and you might be panicking at this point, because it's like, oh my gosh, now there's remorse for what was done, because a lot of times people don't feel the remorse until this hits, and it's they regret being caught more than they regret the actions. If they didn't, if they regretted the actions, they would have said something sooner before it got to this level. And so this is talking about an energy of cutthroat energy, like you'll do anything to win. So this is that, talking about that energy. But also, can also be talking about an inner battle within yourself, where you're doing your best to discipline your mind through meditation and prayer, and get it in so that you're controlling your mind instead of your mind controlling you. And this can represent, the subconscious mind, which is formed by the time you're about 6 or 7 years of age. You don't have a whole lot of control over what was going on when you're a baby and you're that little, but you're like a sponge and you absorb the environment, and it has a heavy imprint on you for the rest of your life. And really, the thoughts that you have, you don't remember that time, so you're relying on the people who are in charge of your care. And so it's more their thoughts than your own. When we get triggered, we tend to rely on our subconscious mind, and it's the least reliable of them all. The unconscious mind, a lot of people will say, yes, I am a human being and I do have a soul, but it would be more accurate to say that you are a soul. From the unconscious mind's perspective, you're a soul. traveling in a human body, and this is your vehicle to navigate the earth. And the soul has its needs as well. And so if you don't meet the spiritual needs of your soul, the unconscious mind starts getting very loud. And then we have the conscious mind, and that's what he has his hand on. He has a handle on that, because this is, your conscious mind is, you were there, you saw it, you remember it, it was you. You don't have to ask other people, what was I like? You know what you were like, unless you were drunk. Then it's not a conscious mind, right? And then we have this energy of the soulmate energy coming in. So I feel that's when this maybe new love comes in, and that's when the king gets up and he says, okay, I'm ready to present my cup of love. And so this is an energy of soulmate energy. This is satisfying the soul as well as the physical. So this is talking about two people coming together, and they have made an agreement as souls that they would meet at some point when they're on this cycle, on this journey on earth. And they're going to, this is representing being very much in connection with your higher self network, what I call HSN. So the higher self network is kind of, it's like an internet. The difference between being on the internet in the 3D world and being on HSN, the higher self network, is you're always on higher self network 24/7, whether you're aware of it or not. Generally, you are aware if you are on the internet. You may be, if you've had your identity stolen here, or there's been, some of that kind of energy, if online, you might be all over the web and you might not know how you are on the web. And with all the AI out there, there can be a lot happening in that energy. So that's the kind, I feel like it's, because it's sitting right on this shift disturber energy. So this can represent an energy of, hidden cameras and, people pretending to be you and sending emails to people, that ruin your reputation, and that, like it looks like you're sending emails that are really stupid to people, being nasty or whatever, pretending to, they're pretending to be you essentially. And so that's the kind of energy that I feel why it's sitting on here. So that this card is representing meeting your coming into connection with your soulmate. And so this energy is about being balanced in this energy and being on the higher self network, where you're in connection and you can intuit each other very easily. And so it really empowers. This is an empowering relationship to get on your destined path and come down. Get busy doing what you came here to do on a spiritual level as well as on the physical. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. That's when you're in this energy here and you learn to discipline your mind through meditation and prayer, then that's when you start attracting this kind of energy, because you're in your authentic heart's desires. And that's what this is. And sometimes it takes a real push from the universe to get you there, because this is uncomfortable energy. And so the Queen of Pentacles is known for her ability to be very resourceful. She is someone that you can usually rely on. She can make something out of nothing. She is quality over quantity. So this is old money energy. This isn't someone that flaunts their money or has a lot of designer, not that kind of energy. It's old money, like having generational wealth. That's a legacy that can be passed down to your children and your children's children. And then we have victory. So yes, this is representing, because you were able to rein in your emotions. Look at this horse isn't fighting her in any way. Here it's like you're having to hold them back, but here the horse is like, no, I trust my rider. I'm going to listen to them. I know what they want. We've been in battle before together, that kind of energy. This is representing these people here are now having to grudgingly admit, hey, this person can lead. They've done a good job. They've showed a lot of leadership skills. They were able to rein in their emotions. Even all this shift was being done to them and this was happening. They have come, they've proven themselves. We have to at least admit that they are a leader. We maybe don't like them, or we would rather have someone else in that position, but we have, you know, we're going to accept the decision. And this is, yes, going, because when this, it's talking about your reaction when this reality check came in. And it's about, you know, disciplining your mind and isolating yourself if you need to go up to the top of the mountain. You don't have to go to a mountain, but this is what the hermit does, so that nobody can bother him, so he can isolate. And when his lantern is full of the light of the North Star energy here, then that means that he's ready to come down. His rod is now golden, and it's saying, okay, now I know exactly the action. I've conferred with God, and I know what to do, and I'm going to take action based on that. And then the disappointment in the love energy here. This can be business and love, like it clearly was both here in many ways. So I feel this is saying that the disappointment is gone. This new cup of love, you've accepted it. Okay, I deserve love. I'm giving it another go with my soulmate. That's the kind of energy. So it's talking about doing, you know, like everybody deserves love in their life. Oh, and then look at this energy here. We have the Three of Cups energy. And so this is supposed to be about a celebration. This card for me doesn't represent a celebration so much. I feel like this is talking about this energy of the dark night of the soul and having to, all of this kind of heartbreaking energy. Look at how it's all here. And so I feel like this is the gossip and slander energy. And this, one of these people could be a third party from here. This is saying they celebrated too early. This is talking about when people toast each other. This is how you should, this is when you are intimate with someone and you care about them, and when you have a toast, you look at each other. This is more, they're toasting about something that happened, an event that happened. They're not even looking at each other. They don't even necessarily really know each other that well. They just thought they had accomplished a common goal, basically. And so in many cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, particularly in Europe, they'll freak out on you because they have a superstition there and they believe it, that it causes 7 years bad luck in their love life. And if you believe something, it generally does have that effect. So if you don't look them in the eye when you're toasting them, they get upset. And it makes sense, because if you know, if you love, like these cups are about love. And so if this is about romantic love, why is there three? You know, it's that kind of energy. It's not my favorite card. It can mean it's a celebration, just not necessarily a celebration that they're happy for you, if you understand what I'm saying. And so this energy often comes out when there's a full moon coming up too, because they love to dance around with their cups, you know, and in the full moon energy. It's a powerful time. And so this energy is talking about from the bottom to the top and back down again. I feel like the King of Cups has a cup of love that he wants to handle. He's been through a lot. And it probably is the Empress that he's eyeing up here. And this is, he has to gather himself together, and he has to put down any burdens and keep going even though he feels like he's exhausted. This is talking about wanting to move, recognizing, hey, I need to expand my horizons. I'm not happy here anymore. This is talking about cutthroat energy that he is having to deal with. This is, after this happens, this reality check and all of that happens, the truth coming in. He is, he meets his soulmate, and she or he accepts the offer of love. Then we have the energy of what's happened on the other side of this, and this is talking about these people celebrated too soon. And they weren't expecting you, they were expecting you to stay down. They didn't expect you to climb the mountain and go isolate yourself and then come down and take action. They just thought you were given up. But you come out of it a leader because you asked for God for the truth and it came into you. It was a reality check. So they got the reality check as well as you. And as I said, justice is a double-edged sword. The reality check for you and your ancestors was beneficial. For them, it wasn't. This is talking about, you know, the reasons why, like the people walking away from each other because of a third-party involvement and leaving purposefully gossiping and slandering so that someone's left out in this energy so that they can gain access to this money here instead of you, and sitting right on the devil here. So whenever there's an issue like this, follow the money. Some people will do anything for money. And so that's kind of like, and we're seeing that all around the world right now with all this energy that we're dealing with on the planet right now. And so if you're leaving off here and say, nope, that's good, I've got it. I got to go and meditate and pray. I might do that after I get done this too. So this is... you know, thank you for your time and energy. Please do give it a like and comment if you've received value from it. Also, consider subscribing. You're more than welcome, and I would be honored if you did so. Now, for those of you who want further clarity, you brave souls, we're going to take a look what's going on here. I'm using my oracle, Tales from the Vector. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I have a gallery of paintings on there. There's, as I said, 64 paintings. And so I'm getting ready to bring this out. I started it in 2007, and in 2020 I completed the 64th painting. But this energy is like, like there's really big dragon paintings. I'm an artist, so I just really enjoyed it. Gave me something to paint. I was really busy though. I was teaching seminars, I was traveling a lot. I had a lot going on, moved, you know, all of that energy, renovated, all like, you know, life. Did a lot. I was, so I had these cards out at my seminars and had a lot of fun playing with them, but the deck wasn't done. And so it's way different. The deck feels way different now that it's done. And I have a lot of information written down, but I'm now working on getting, you know, seeing what it's like in action. So I'm really enjoying this, having a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to clarify now with this deck. And so the numbers on the cards here are the numbers as they're listed on my gallery representing the paintings. I will, in the description box below, I'll put them in the order they appear here. And so if you want to go check the paintings out, you can. So we have the Empress on the Empress. So I feel that this is saying the King is wanting to give this cup of love, because this is how the reading starts out, with wanting to give a cup of love to the Empress, who is the overriding energy of this. And so we have the Strength card coming in. So this is about, you know, being able to face your fears and healing sometimes your inner child, so that you know, leftover energy from your subconscious mind, that you're not reacting, you're responding to the energy instead. Way better energy for that. Then we have, you need to use your third eye chakra. So it's basically saying you need to use your intuition as well as your logic to be able to understand what's going on and then have creative solutions. Justice is being confirmed, and it's right under the Justice here. So this is saying that there needs to be some, it's not just about a love relationship. There's also some pentacles here that have gone missing. We have the Death card here, right on the Devil here. So this is saying that this transition, and maybe that the ancestors have made their transition, and that some of this, whatever's going on, maybe was something they didn't clear up before they couldn't clear it up before they passed. And then we have the energy of intent. So this is a karmic space, and so the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So this isn't necessarily saying that within this energy that the people that were involved had bad intentions to begin with, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, because sometimes things don't go the way you do, and then you do other things, and then before you know it, you're in this energy here, or you have someone else in this energy here. We have the Shooting Star energy. This is when you make a wish. The thing is, you can make a wish here, but like, you have to keep your focus and stay, you know, putting your energy into it. You can't just wish upon a star and then think, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit here now and it's all going to fall into my lap. You have to have a good attitude. Judgment is coming in. It's with this Tower energy, and it's covering the Devil basically. So this is saying this is God's judgment, and it will leave you unfettered. You won't have to deal with the Devil energy anymore, or the people in that, because that's going to be taken care of. We have abuse of power. So this is another karmic space. We all can easily do this, and we don't even necessarily know we're doing it some of the time. People sometimes don't even realize that they have way more power than other people around them. They just don't really think about it. And so it's just, but then there's people that can really go out of their way that have life skills or whatever, like they use their skills to steal from others rather than to make the world a better place. It's a better place for them, but not from the people they steal from. And so then we have disruption. Yeah, what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Like if someone's taking your money while you're working hard and having sex with someone else when you promised you wouldn't behind your back, and they're also stealing from you. That's not that much fun for you. They may think it's fun. Sometimes people get off on that energy of doing things behind people's back. It makes them feel like, whoa, we're way smarter kind of energy. And so this is the jealousy. I'd rather be better than bitter. That's a good matter to have because you don't want to become like all angry and jealous and be carrying that shifty energy around. Like it's no fun being in that energy. Also, keep your ego in check. So this is when people start thinking, hey, they start believing their own press. Yeah, I am smarter than God. Look I've been getting away with this. My ancestors got away with it. And then bang, the tower comes in and it's like, yeah, you're not smarter than God. The Leo energy. So this is the very first sign we have coming in. I want to make it really clear with the horoscope energy, when these cards come in, I'm not talking about an individual person. It could be in your reading, if you're watching this, yeah, no, it was a Leo. That could be for you. But I want you to know that my intention is just to learn about each of the signs. What can we learn from them? Every one of the horoscope signs has a special quality, a state of being when they're in their strongest energy, and we can all learn from that. And look at the Leo energy. Leos are natural born leaders. They're really like charismatic, and people really gravitate to them when they're in their strong energy, and they're ruled by the sun, and so they are meant to be leaders. And that's this energy here. Anyone can adopt that Leo energy of leading though, and make it your own. That's it. You can learn from other people, and then you don't have to learn from your own mistakes. You can actually be inspired by people who are good at what they do. Instead of being upset that they're better at it, then you learn from them. And so the need to be right. Yeah, like sometimes when shift happens like this, it's really hard because quite often, especially when it's infidelity and that kind of energy, it seems like everybody knows but you. And it's kind of like it's really hard to take because it's an energy of, wow, everybody's been laughing behind my back. And then it's not just the betrayal from the partner, it's also the betrayal from everybody around you. You feel betrayed by everybody. So, but if you have to well, no, I was right and I didn't do anything wrong. It takes two to be in a relationship. So, you can be right, or you could say, okay, I can see where I could have done this differently, or I did this and I should have done that instead. That kind of energy. So, it's when you would rather be happy than be right. And you're willing to say, no, I was wrong. I'm going to learn from this mistake. I'm not going to do this again. And then we have this energy here of the heart chakra. This is unfettered. So in matters of love, falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So that's the kind of energy we're in here. You have to love yourself for other people to love you. You have to look after yourself for other people to look after you. It's that kind of energy, having an even exchange. And so this is really awesome though, because if you get with your soulmate and it's an even, and there's it's not an energy of needing someone to complete you. It's about wanting to have that companionship as you travel on your road and having a better result, like enjoying the ride basically while you're on the planet. I do hope you've enjoyed this and received some benefit from it. Please do give it a like and a comment if you have, and consider subscribing. I would be very honored if you did so. I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Sorry, little kitty.